He's about to throw a frisbee. Good afternoon. This is Marcus Brown here with ChessFrog OmniVersity. I have some very special guests today. We got the normal TJ here. Say hi, TJ.
What's going on, y'all? TJ.
And we have a very special guest in the house, entrepreneur, Flintstone by birth, the one, the only, the great,
Yaz.
Yaz. And you don't want us to know your government name, so
No. If you know, well, if you know my government name, you knew me before Yaz, and you can call me my real name. But after I didn't got Yaz, you can call me Yaz. It's very special people who call me by my real name.
very
Sorry.
special people.
Yes.
Can you call my real name?
No, she don't.
All right. Today we're going to be interviewing Miss Yaz about her experiences in Flint, things that she does, and her general philosophy and disposition on the world. Miss Yaz, what are your greatest memories of Flint?
Greatest memories of Flint. Well, I have to start with, I still remember 1012 Garland. I was born at Hurley. We lived at 1012 Garland till I was probably about 4, right? Or 3 or 4, but I still remember that how it was these downtown Flint houses, they big, they pretty or whatever. It was a nice, pretty house. I'm pretty sure my parents were renting it or whatever, but 1012
So it's still inside your family?
No.
Oh.
We moved to a little trailer park, which we're gonna get into generational wealth there. I'll tell you right now, there is no generational wealth in a trailer. After 30 years, you can't move it, just so you know. But
it'll fall apart before the move.
Yeah, well, we didn't know that, and so first memory in Flint was 1012 Garland. Got my bike stolen. It was a nice unicorn. It was a My Little Pony bike. That's one of those memories from just my childhood that I remember. But
do the police have any leads?
No.
Was the same
that
police?
Was quick. Like, who took? I was a small child. Like, who took my bike?
It's out there somewhere. Or you think they put it in the chop shop?
That sucker gone. But that's just one of my earlier childhood memories. And then I went to Kersley. So I'm a Kersley kid, 2010, class of 2010. There, I spent a lot of time in Kersley. I didn't really come out to Flint too much, doing anything until.
So you failed a couple of grades and had to spend some extra.
No, somehow I graduated with honors, and actually it was Skill Center and it was band that slid me right in there because I did not do homework. I even told my sister, we were talking about this the other day. She started talking about she's in school, and then she started bringing up homework, and I had just signed up to go back to school, and I was like, I don't do homework. Actually, I don't want to think about homework. When I go into my house, I am not very productive. Like outside the house, you wouldn't guess that I don't move around in my house much. I was telling the lady I work with today, if I want to read something, I have to go outside and go hiking and find a rock. If I want to write something, I have to go to a library or a real desk that's not in my house because I will find other things to distract me in that house, and I won't.
So you're a writer?
I am. I've written some things for a little while. When I first came over to this part of Flint, the first thing I did when I came over here was taking it back to the streets, and that was it was like this big thing where they met up in the flat lot, and it was the different churches was busing people out to different places just clean up, and or I think it was taking it to the streets or something like that. Yep. And I ended up over on my side of town, because that's what I wanted to clean up, the east side, and that's how I kind of got the whiff of Asbury because I kind of did a lot with Asbury.
You do work with Asbury?
Yeah,
also?
I've done some things with Asbury up and down. When COVID hit, no, not COVID. When the poisoning hit, they had the Rudolph Steiner people there doing like holistic healing stuff, and they the ones who gave us our lead test back, which we weren't poisoned enough to get any money back for that, but because of where we live,
better luck next time.
Yeah, well, it's good. I wouldn't wish lead poisoning on anybody, but
Do you know the history of lead poisoning, or have you heard about
history? Eating paint and stuff like that?
Well, before eating paint,
like fluoride.
No, before fluoride. A long time ago, they used to use lead in pipes as a solder, and they also used to use it in most cans. Like if you got a can of corn, more than likely it was sealed with lead solder. But to make a long story short, somebody did research and found that the worst criminals in England came from one neighborhood. And guess what they found out caused this criminality? Lead in the water.
Yeah, it causes spikes in behavior.
Right. Yeah. And we're still trying to find out where the research is that's supposed to be done here in Flint on how children's behavior has been impacted or how children's academics have been impacted by this. But back to our friend Ms. Yas.
Well, to this day, nobody has still come to my house to test the water coming out of my faucet.
Have you had your pipes replaced?
They came to my house at the beginning of spring and dug up the front yard. Or maybe it was the end of, or maybe it was winter last year. They dug up the front yard.
This is the impact of lead where you're not remembering stuff, is it?
No.
I'm sorry.
But I'm trying to remember when it was, because they dug up one of my mom's and just threw it. The city, people know when the city come and tear your stuff up, they don't usually fix it. Or if they do fix it, it take them a little while.
I wouldn't be letting them mess with my mom.
Mom.
Oh, Mom.
Chrysanthemum.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
I'm a little dense sometimes.
They tore it out, and I just planted them in the fall, so it had to be winter. Or we had a drier winter, so it might have been winter. But anyway, they came and tore it up, and I haven't heard back to, but I don't own the house, I rent, so I assume that's why they haven't been bothering me about what's happening at my stuff. I don't know, but yeah. So taking it to the streets was one of the first kind of things I did over here in Flint. And then once I started moving around, I went to a lot of open mics, and I love the art walks, and I just kind of got more into the artsy scene.
So are you more into narrative or poetics or
I did
editorial?
Actually, I kind of did both. Like I remember one open mic I did. Some people know. I wish I don't know if I have a recording of that or not. I feel like I had somebody record it, but maybe not. I know some of my open mics, I'm like, do not record me. But it was this one where I was singing, I love you, baby. And then I was dancing around the room, and I made like a little skit out of it or whatever, because I was kind of going through like this whole identity thing. And so, that was just, and it was fun, and people liked it, but like I didn't stay, like I had this thing, a lot of the artistic stuff I was doing, I would do it and then like disappear. Like that was kind of like my thing. Like,
be a flash here, one hit wonder under different names, kind of like Rick James, the early Rick James.
Something like that. Yeah, I do have actually a few different aliases that I was. Well, the main ones I use. The main one I use. That's pretty much where you can find me or whatever if you're looking for me. But I did like when I do like my writing stuff. I came up with a bunch of different names, and so that I might be interested in. But
TJ, you do any writing or open mic or poetry or?
No, I do a little comedy here and there.
What's your sign?
My sign?
Your zodiac.
Stop.
Oh no, I'm a Capricorn.
That's my philosophy on life. Oh, Capricorn. Yeah. Full moon yesterday. How did it treat you?
I don't know. I slept most of the day.
Capricorn. That's why I was telling my friend this morning. I'm like, the nice thing about a full moon in an earth sign is probably going to be boring. Thank God.
So question real quick. He said he did comedy, then you went straight to his sign. What was the connect with that?
Oh, I was just trying to read him. Sorry. But I don't know too many funny Capricorns. Let's see what you got.
Oh, wow.
You got to tell a joke now.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Pressure.
So anyway,
white man, black man, Chinese man.
What?
No, you can't do that one.
So an Irishman and a priest and walk into a bar.
An Irishman and a priest walk into a bar. The Irishman gets drunk. What does the priest do?
Irishman and a priest walk. What does the priest do? I don't know. What does he do?
The priest gets the bar back and takes him outside. I don't know. You guys killing me. You guys killing me. But no, I normally just do comedy and just write up my thoughts.
She laughed.
Oh, yeah.
I
laughed.
no man has ever made me laugh.
Well, you just laughed.
I did this.
A little snickle. Okay, I'll take that.
That was
I didn't make no noise.
Oh, okay.
I'll take that as a laugh.
I'm just kidding. If you make me smile, you're okay.
You made her smile.
Yeah.
But no, my form of writing is just like thinking out thoughts, kind of, and just different things to talk about.
Bathroom walls and whatnot.
No, not even that. It's like almost having
subways.
Nah, bro. It's like almost having like little debates with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like a Venn diagram in your brain.
I stopped doing that.
The
doctor gave me some pills, and that don't happen anymore.
Here you go, Marcus.
So,
back to Miss. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I had a question for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so did you move at all, or you just been here in?
I've been in the same. I thank God I have my landlord is like a family friend. Like him and my mom were friends, and his kids came to my birthday party. My mom took care of his mom when she was before her passing or whatever. So he's been very lenient, even though I'm pretty good. Like I don't, he's pretty good about not putting me out.
But you've been here in Flint.
Yes, I've been here in Flint.
She didn't move to California or Florida or nowhere.
No, I've been the whole Yep. No.
You never want to venture out and go to visit Africa or China or some exotic place?
My friend did treat me to a trip to Miami earlier this year.
Okay.
It was very random. And it was nice too, because I was trying to find a job and I could not find a job for 5 months. It'd be happening to me like that. And I'm like, what? I'm like, even at the food places, I have so much food. And I'm like, how are you people not? I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I do be lazy with these applications. Is once you then filled out about 4 or 5, you pretty much over it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but so.
What about school?
Like I said, I don't want to do homework. I kind of like to the things that I've learned in the last couple of years has all been like self-taught, and it's like I like stuff that I can immerse myself in and teach myself, and I'll buy the books and I'll look at the videos and I'll do it myself, quite frankly. But I was gonna go back to school when I signed up a couple of weeks ago on a random whim. Since I can get free school now again, I was going back for just a certificate in substance abuse because like I kind of have this kind of system of reading people that have been going through a similar to astrology, but it combines the I Ching. And I was going to learn substance abuse so that when I approach people who in like my, over here behind where I work at, behind the Salvation Army, I approach them and ask them if they want to know themselves a little better, to understand themselves a little better so that they can fight what they need to fight or whatever. That's basically where I was going with that whole, let me get some substance abuse under my belt. Substance abuse
under your belt,
under my belt, so I don't look like just some crazy
little marijuana,
lady
little heroin,
little crazy lady out here with a little book trying to give people readings.
How do you feel about working for the Salvation Army? I don't want you.
It's not bad. I can. It's interesting for sure. Like mostly when it comes to like churchy stuff, I don't be bothered too much with church. Salvation Army, from what I can see, they seem like they do stuff. They went to the Regencies a few weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't know who be going to the Regencies, but y'all was over there. Y'all brought hot dogs. Y'all brought the games out. You brought the games back broke.
That's part of the reason why I like Asbury, because you can actually see them out in the street and actually doing stuff to help human beings. No matter where these human beings are, they are actually rubber to the road.
Exactly. I like people like that, and I like organizations like that where you can see what they're doing in the community. Like this weekend, there was a cleanup in Candace's ward at a creek, and I was in the waders. I was in the water. I was about to pass out for a minute. I had to sit down. They put a picture up on me Facebook. Like, she's taking a break. I'm like, I'm gonna pass the hell out. I didn't eat enough or something. My stomach was tight, and I was like, let me sit down, Rob. Go face down in the water. But freaking, and I was thinking like, oh, there's a whole bunch of people there. I'm just gonna leave. But it was like, when you go to a lot of these volunteer events and stuff like that, especially cleanups, we do not have enough people out. I mean, some people come out. Some people did come out. They saw us out there and they came out but we do not have enough people out here. We don't have enough manpower.
Well, there were a few things going on this weekend also. You had the
it was Sunday.
Well, what was that thing called that we stopped at on the north side?
Saturday.
It was on the projects.
That was the same thing that she was talking about that happened at the Regencies. It was just at the Carpenter Road apartments.
Okay, well, they did a backpack giveaway and haircuts and all this other stuff. Okay.
Well, nice. Yeah, it was a nice little thing to do where you see change. So I like people who go out and actually do stuff instead of people who just sit and complain. Like, I don't like people. I'm a problem solver. So when people come around me with some little problem and they, complaining or something, I'm like,
I got some trig homework I got to get.
I don't do. I was talking to Manny. I was talking to Manny. That was like, he was like, I don't know what they teaching us that. I was like, oh yeah, one of the guys I think was like, what the hell is the point of calculus? Sorry, I don't use it. Well, I barely use geometry.
Even though we don't realize it, that's basketball.
I don't play
sports.
That's
objects in motion.
I don't play sports.
You don't play sports?
No.
You don't play sports either?
She does.
I do. I play like hockey.
You're a chess player.
That's a funny story. The first time I ever played chess with a legitimate chess player, like somebody who knows what they're doing, I played like a real game with somebody, I beat the hell out of him with a very easy move because he was cocky. I went, and he was like, and I was like, I will never play chess with you again. So I can just keep this win and die with it.
You get to hold the board.
Yeah, I'm dying.
TJ, you know how to play chess?
I'm dying with that win.
No, I don't.
We're going to make sure that we rectify that. I think that's part of our people's problem sometimes. We're still playing checkers when the rest of the world is playing chess.
I play golf, bro. I don't play chess.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tiger Woods.
I like to get out and get active.
Get out and get active. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'll be active when I'm working, but like I don't do other than hiking. Like I don't like play sport. I can't chase a ball for 5
I used to like going into the woods and catching turtles with my kids. Catching
turtles? I never caught a turtle.
Painted turtles and spring peepers. You ever seen a spring peeper?
A turtle?
No,
a
a spring peeper is a frog that makes No, that's a summertime activity.
I caught frogs.
Well, spring peepers are the ones with the X on their back. Little tiny ones that make this jingle bell sound.
Really? I've never seen them.
They're tiny. They're tiny. Most frogs in this area are wood frogs that have like a raccoon eye thing around their eyes. And then you got a bunch of toads around here, the bumpy ones.
Yeah, I catch toads. I've caught a lot of toads around my yard.
Let me see your hands. No warts.
I did. No, that's why I told people. I was like, bro, that toad peed on me. And then all of a sudden... And I was like, there's something in toad pee. I don't care what anybody say. And I was messed up for a minute. And I was like, there's something in there.
I've heard tell from my grandmother that there is something in frog urine. Yeah. But then I've also had friends at Michigan State that would lick. And they have what?
Koalas have chlamydia, like in their spit or something.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, and then armadillos pass on. What did they pass? Leprosy.
Oh, really?
Yes, you get that from armadillo.
I'm not going to Texas, and I don't want to go see a koala bear now.
Man, don't let it lick you. Probably.
I'm not into that type of stuff, but to each his own.
I don't think they're cuddly. Like,
wait, you said koala bears have chlamydia?
Yeah, Google it. Like it's. I don't think it's part of their.
There are certain diseases that jump
animals,
from humans to animals.
Maybe somebody kissed a koala bear.
No. That's the panda bears with the COVID.
That's that weird green monkey theory that they want to put AIDS on, but I don't know about it. That goes back to the 80s when they originated the AIDS theory that somebody was doing something with a green with a green monkey.
I heard that.
But I'm not sure about the legitimacy of that.
That was that monkey that Michael Jackson had.
I don't even know about COVID. Somebody cooked a bat and didn't cook it well enough, apparently.
I'm trying to figure out why we were still doing import and export of people and why we didn't just shut down the borders instantly. Mm-hmm. But back to the lesson at hand.
Yes.
You have an interesting, I'm not sure if I should call it a profession or a hobby, or what do you consider it?
Which one?
The egg one.
The eggs. Oh, the chick. Well, it turned into. Well, it started out as I want pet chickens. I wouldn't even think about eggs. Hard. I was like, when I get
was
eggs,
it around Easter?
No, it was during COVID, and it was like summertime, and when you're not going out places or really talking to anybody like that, like you got a lot of time in the house, and you thinking about. And I've been thinking about keeping chickens, and I think I ran in somebody like I don't know. Somebody has some chicken. I'm like, I'm gonna keep some chicken. Oh, I found out they just sell chickens at the store up the street. And I'm like,
right, you get them from what's
I'm an animal person, so. I have
some of those field and stream stores and some of those stores like that. They have a bunch of chickens and rabbits in the spring for sale.
Well, I've only seen ducks and chickens and turkeys and other little birds.
Got wild turkeys. I got actually turklings on my property right now.
Turkeys, nice.
What do you call a baby turkey? Is it turkling or baby turkey?
It's not a turkling.
It's not a turkling. I just made that word up.
Yeah, you did. It's a good one though.
Future Thanksgiving.
Future Thanksgiving. It's a chick.
Yeah, it's just a chick.
Well, I'm not sexist, so I'm not going to call it a chick.
Well, yeah.
But I do honeybees, and we call ourselves aviary.
Yes, aviary.
What do you call it when you take care of chickens, or what's the scientific name of the college?
I know like a bird.
Arborist.
Is like is it apiary?
Audubonist.
I don't. Well,
the Audubon Society.
I'm just
apiary is for honeybees. What do you call it when you keep chickens?
A junior farmer.
A junior farmer. Okay.
Backyard chicken keeper.
An egghead. Yolks on you. I threw that one kind of high.
No, yeah, no, it's okay. No, chicken jokes. Chickens are fun until you have to chase them. Yeah. Once you got to chase a chicken, then you're like, when I catch you, I could very easily kill you.
Or a bully chicken.
Oh yeah, I stopped trying to mess with the hierarchy of the chickens, because once you take the bully chicken out, somebody else is just going to step into the bully chicken's place. So I'm like, chickens are, and that's one thing too. I'm like, I gotta kind of cut down because I have too many chickens right now, and these mugs stupid. Chickens are stupid. It's like that little brain. they, some of the chickens you can be a little more affectionate with because they seem to understand. There's only one chicken who she cool to me.
You ever been chased by a chicken?
Huh?
You ever been chased by a chicken?
No, my roosters all the roosters I've had have been, only a rooster will really chase you like that unless the hen is very aggressive for some, unless you messing with her chickens or something, she might come after you. But only a rooster will come get you, and I haven't had any aggressive roosters.
How many chickens do you have right now?
I have 11. No, I have 10. No, I have 11 bantams. And those are like half pint chickens. And then I have about 7 regular sized chickens. And that's
allegedly.
Allegedly, yes, because in the city you are only allowed to have 4 chickens.
I think that's a violation of someone's rights.
Well, the raccoons came in and tore up, and I went a little crazy with the incubator on the bantam babies because I had 3 bantams and the raccoons got them all. Actually, it was dogs. So
really?
Goddamn dogs come here. Sorry, I don't want to start talking about people's dogs, man. Because people.
Well, if you ever need to harbor or hide some chickens,
you want some chickens?
I'm trying to talk my wife into letting me have some chickens, but.
Please take some chicken. Anybody who wants to buy chicken, I'll give you some half-sized chickens. I got plenty of them. The half-sized roosters are not as loud. They don't make that much noise. You can have one.
I would need training, to tell you the truth, because
yeah, that's what I was saying. The one chicken who I actually have some affection for, she likes me because I had to clean her butt. I had to put her in a bucket of water because that's the one thing about chickens. When you are keeping chickens, especially baby chicks, you might get them and they're sickly and they'll have like poop that builds up around their butt. And if you don't clean the poop off, the chicken butt, it'll die, basically. It'll get sick. So
is that why thighs taste so good?
Say that again.
Is that why thighs taste so good?
No, thighs are horrible.
What's your favorite piece?
I like the wing.
Yeah, I'm a breast person. Thighs are too veiny for me.
But you dip the chicken's butt right in the water or whatever, and then you just wipe it with a cotton ball and something to the boot. And then
sometimes you have to do that with dogs and other animals too.
Yes, well, when you're an
they
animal person,
expressing
you kind of get used to having to deal with other animals' poop and maybe barf and whatever. Tending your animal. It depends on how much you love your animal, care about your animal. I'm willing to clean the chicken's butt. I'm also willing to cut his head off as get on my goddamn nerve. No, I'm kidding. I haven't killed any chickens. Only my chickens.
Oh, you just use them for eggs?
Yeah, I thought about, but I looked at all the ways to kill a chicken, and somebody put the broom on his neck and then just pulled the legs to break his neck or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I saw. I
haven't done this before.
Swing the chicken around by the
neck. That's what I was taught. Just grab it, do it quick enough. It's almost like whiplash, literally whiplash, like you're popping a whip.
That's not my style. I'm actually, I'm not violent unless I have to be. So that's why I really don't. If I had to kill,
you don't turn green, do you?
Yeah, no. If I have to kill them chickens, well, it's time to eat. I'll eat them damn chickens. But if I don't have to kill my chickens, I'm probably not going to.
What would you recommend as a best site or best way of learning how to deal with chickens?
The best way that I learned, Heike, I don't like social media too much. I really would love to delete my Facebook the moment I get all the pictures off of it. But because of events and my Facebook groups, if you join, there are so many chicken groups you can join. If you have any question, you'll get 50 of 500 answers to this one question. And you'd be surprised at the different types of problems people have. The range of things you have. My coop is messed up. Anything you need help with, I recommend YouTube and a couple Facebook groups, and you'll be just fine. You will get all the answers you need.
What do you as far as a hobby goes for someone who might be interested in starting their own chickens or whatever, how many would you recommend, or what piece of equipment is most vital? Or
the chicken coop. If you are handy, I highly recommend you build your own chicken coop. If you know somebody who is handy and capable of, building something sturdy, do that, because right now my chicken coop is falling apart and is only, I got them in 2020, so it's 4 years old, but it's a manufactured coop that I bought from the store and then just put together myself. And paint your wood. I'm going to tell you that the stuff I'm running into as a chicken person, paint the wood or whatever. You need to hook that thing up to make it last longer than it would. Some people put tarps.
Do you have
and
a
stuff.
mobile a mobile chicken coop?
No, mine stays in the same place. If you can do mobile, I recommend really trying to understand and map out where you're gonna have those chickens and how you want to do it before you get them. Because I bought them suckers on a whim. I was paying that coop off and layaway all crazy and stuff, and
I can pay my rent or I can get this chicken house.
Yeah. Well, no, it was COVID. Man, COVID, I made them. I almost came out of poverty during COVID. I was like $500 shy of being over the poverty line. I waited for 7 W-2s in 2021.
Yikes.
I wouldn't work. I was working.
Makes me feel almost guilty for retiring early.
Allegedly.
Well, I'm always working for you, boss.
Allegedly.
Anywho, back to talking about Flint. What do you think is the best thing about Flint right now? And what do you think is coming for Flint? That's good.
I think one of the good things about Flint is that we are small, so our problems shouldn't be too hard for us to tackle. I feel like we're not like some big city where it's like the problems seem more enormous because there are more people. Like Flint is very connected and small. Like it's very hard to if you walking around, it's hard to not run into somebody that you know or somebody who knows somebody that you know in Flint. So like we have strong connections here, and the people are very connected. I know, when it comes to like little petty dramas and stuff like that, I know that kind of stuff gets in the way of people moving forward.
Yeah, that kind of shocks me sometimes that you have cousins having literal real beef with each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But where I come from, you never had a cousin in the same class or a sibling. And it seems here it's quite easy to have 2 or 3 cousins in the same classroom because of the size of the town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that also means you don't pick a fight with one person without taking a census first.
Yeah, potentially, yeah, definitely. But it's
Would you ever consider leaving Flint?
I would. I know.
Where would you go if
just somewhere country? I need more land. The only thing, if I could find a nice piece of land in Flint where I can be, unbothered and get me a peacock, because I want a peacock.
How many? Well, you got places. I've been explaining this to people. What I'm doing is urban homesteading. So I have 8 acres of land inside the city with a house on it. And there are plenty of plots like that. If
I went through a land bank and got a whole block. I have a whole block because I thought I was going to be able to move that house on there. And we're not moving that goddamn house. So and now I just have basically a whole block from the land bank that I'm like.
You bought it free and clear? No,
I'm leasing it. But, I went, they said when you leasing, you get first dibs.
Most land banks, especially this land bank, is very interesting. Mm. And I say that because I don't want to use a negative term to describe the land bank here. Because I've seen them do some provocative things. I'm going to use my dictionary words in order not to cuss these people out.
Well, shoot. I was about to come on here today and be all crazy. Before I came in here, I had
this is the normal you?
No. If you watch my YouTube channel, you're like, oh my God. Shit, okay. No, I'm not, because goddamn consumers energy. And I'll say that in front of my child. Let's talk about solar power. Let's talk about, because they just sent me a notice. If you don't pay this $53 by the 27th, you're off the shutoff program. Blah, 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 blah. Stop bothering me. I called consumers energy and I talked to some lowly person. And I'm like, I know you're CEO or whoever's in charge and getting all that good $2 million salary or whatever the heck they getting paid. I bet they ain't never had their lights cut off. I bet they ain't never had they shit in their refrigerator ruined because of somebody else. So that I'm ready to protest consumers energy. So I'm about to start making signs and just sticking them out there and just say, I told her, I was like, you need, at this day and age, you need to put a cap on, you need to take everybody's average. That's your average. We're not charging you for that. If you go over your average, well, you're doing too much and now you're about to get charged. Don't bother me. My bill should never be $200 a month. Except for maybe I'll accept that in the wintertime. But you know what my bill is in the wintertime, and which is why I'm always having a problem with their ass? It's fucking $600 every month.
Yikes.
Yes.
Are you have an electric heat or gas heat?
I don't even turn the motherfucking heater on if I can help it anymore. I use space heaters and we stay in the 2 rooms the whole winter time We don't go nowhere in the motherfucking house, and I'll put my fucking robe on and shit. All that.
Put another sweater.
I'm like, that's why I'm still confused. How are y'all sucking this money? Where are y'all coming up with these numbers? Gonna make me lose my stuff.
Well,
sorry. So whoever wants to protest consumers' energy with me, put some signs out. Let's just start putting signs out. Put a cap on it. That's gonna be the sign. Put that on the sign. Put a cap on it.
I like
put
that.
a cap on it.
Put a cap on it.
Put the cap on it. I like for real. I'm like if I saw the consumers, people like they're bored, was in a room, I would not be nice to them. I would not be polite. Y'all put me in position. In a position. I feel like I don't know you personally, but you should know what kind of position you put the people who are under you in taking and consuming this power, which is a necessity, especially in cold ass Michigan, when we have fucking shit that needs to run on power. You shouldn't be allowed to turn it off, especially in a house where there's elderly or children in it. But generally, at all, you shouldn't be allowed to turn that shit off on nobody.
There should be a law against that.
You can't do it in Detroit. I know you can't do it in New
York.
Well,
they have certain places where they have laws where you can't turn off people's gas.
They shouldn't be able to turn off water either. It's a necessity. And then if you're going to turn off people's water, shut the fuck up about people collecting rainwater to drink.
It normally goes from November 1st to I think like March 31st. They can't turn off your utilities. And if it's not paid up by April 1st, they turn you off. It's over.
Being a child that was born in a house that chronically had utilities turned off, I made a promise to my children that they wouldn't go through that. But it's kind of shameful that these companies that are making all these major profits.
And what was there at the solar thing? How much do they give out just to lobby against solar? Right. You can go ahead and put that in a fund for poor people. Yep. Don't lobby against nothing. Put that in a fund for poor people.
I met Miss Yaz at a solar event sponsored by U of M. More solar power and solar energy to the city of Flint. But there's already a lobbying group that's lobbying against this, paid for by DTE, by consumers.
Come on, Detroit and everybody, let's go ahead and tell these people, put a fucking cap on it and leave us the hell alone. You gonna get your little money, leave us alone. I'm so tired. I was like, this lady probably went home and questioned her whole life after I talked to the consumers rep. She was like,
do I really want to work for this company?
Paid enough to get yelled at by these poor people. Have you ever had your shit? I should have asked her. Have you ever had your shit turned off, bitch? You working for the enemy.
Her batteries just ran low.
Who, me?
Oh, no, the woman you were speaking of. She couldn't get the vibe she wanted because her batteries were low.
Yeah, I told her, like, thanks for no help, and just hung up.
Well, there should be a better way and a better system in place, but it seems like everybody's chasing that almighty dollar. And I hate calling it that. But that's when we start talking about intergenerational wealth and start talking about the correct use of money as a tool and not as a god or a deity, even if it does say in God we trust.
Yeah, like with my dad's house. My dad passed away. He had a house over there off Clio and Coldwater area, and a nicer area, right on the edge too. They turned the house into a freaking lawnmower place now. Like they whoever bought it after us, so we couldn't buy it because my dad for some reason had $160,000 mortgage on that sucker for some reason. But when they turned around and auctioned it, $40,000 those people were able to buy it for. Why couldn't we keep our daddy house? That really made me mad.
What upsets me is and this happens quite often in Flint. Grandma will pass away, and kids will inherit the house. Put that
stuff in your children's name now. Put their name on that deed. Put them on there somewhere.
And for the cost of taxes, like $2,000 or $3,000, these people literally give the house back to the county or to the land bank sometimes. And yes, there are some times when you have those predatory mortgage companies out there. It's a reverse mortgage. We pay you. And it sounds real good on paper, but then when your kids wind up trying to decipher and find out what's owed and how much money you got and didn't get, there's no way of telling. You just have to take their word that the house belongs to them. And it's like that's one of the most shameful things, I think, since desegregation, is that we don't have that concept of family wealth where we hold on to the family farm or the family business. And part of the reason is because we sold the family farm and family business when desegregation happened. So.
A lot of people these days, like, they don't, and that's what's annoying too, like, about the younger generation. They don't seem to be, a lot of them don't want to get their hands dirty. I don't know what it is.
What's scary is they have a plan and somebody has to dig the holes. Somebody's got to flip the burgers. Wouldn't it be great if everybody could get an A and everybody could become a doctor? But then we'd have a too many doctors in the world.
Well, I'm all for people do where your talent. What is your talent? Where do your skills lie? Everybody has like a natural talent or something that they're naturally good at. I would focus on that. Yeah.
TJ, you got a natural talent?
Me, a natural talent. Probably cooking. That's probably my natural talent.
Probably cooking. Okay.
Yeah.
You ever cook chicken?
Yes, I have.
You got a good chicken recipe for my friend Yaz here?
Yeah, bro.
What's your chicken recipe?
My chicken recipe probably herb baked chicken.
Arabic chicken.
Herb baked chicken.
Herb
baked chicken.
Like
herb with like
basil. Herbs and spices.
Yeah.
11 herbs and spices.
Is it 11
like,
or 12?
Nah, just like basil and tarragon, dry basil, tarragon.
No lemon.
Garlic. No lemon to finish it.
You ever heard of brick chicken?
He telling you what the thing is.
I ain't heard about that in years. Brick chicken when they used to wrap the brick up with the foil.
Yeah, buddy. Well, there was also a chicken that I heard of where they put the beer can chicken.
Beer can chicken, yeah.
Do any of those sound appetizing?
I don't know. What y'all talking about?
You never heard of beer can chicken or brick chicken?
No.
Where you wrap a brick around the chicken or you hit the chicken upside the head with a brick or you hit it with a flamethrower as it's crossing the road?
I feel like you're going places I'm not following you, man.
Sometimes I
you've
wind up on the moon.
Chicken, have you ever seen when people take like a Cornish hen and they take like a can of beer and they shove it up in the hen and then they put it on the grill?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the chicken takes on the flavor of the beer.
No, that's real.
That's real. I thought brick chicken was fake.
Oh, so they put a brick inside of a chicken?
No, they put the brick on top
of it.
Oh,
keep it flat and keep it juicy and whatnot.
Oh.
They put the beer inside of the chicken though. Okay. Like the whole chicken.
Well, why y'all didn't say that? You're like brick chicken and blah, blah. I'm like, what are y'all talking?
Well, you got to eat the brick. You got to eat the brick and the chicken.
There's bricks.
Get all your minerals.
Debo chicken.
You get all your minerals that way.
Mm-hmm.
What's your chicken recipe?
My chicken recipe? What is my chicken recipe? I'm kind of basic when it comes to stuff.
Well, we know you like wings.
I do. I don't cook chicken that often.
No buffalo wild wings?
No, if I cook a chicken, high key, I just hit it with a lemon pepper and call it a day. I don't go too.
Do you ever feel bad about eating?
I wish I could fry chicken. I'm one, but look at her. You ain't black. Well, that's probably better for my heart. My heart already weak.
Throw that Amy Winehouse on and go to town on that chicken.
Yeah, so I'm not actually.
I'm just surprised that you own chicken.
That I admitted it.
Yeah, you know what? That takes bravery.
I'm not good at frying stuff.
You can make an omelet though, right?
Frying is probably not good for you.
Yes, I can make it. I can cook all the eggs. I can cook all the eggs. You know, I've worked in kitchens, and so I've tried to fry.
They wouldn't let me touch the stove.
I've been Serve Safe certified. I'll be watching y'all when I be coming in places and freaking getting food from y'all. I'll be watching like a motherfucker. If you don't watch these days, I don't even go on the subway anymore. I don't. You
Depends on who's working.
No, you didn't wash your hands. Don't you know?
I had an experience once where a young lady had on the rubber gloves, not rubber, but the plastic gloves. And she went to go make a burger for me. She sat there, scratched her belly, and continued to make the burger.
These children in these restaurants.
I don't want that burger. And the manager said, why? Because she scratched her belly. And she said, but I had the glove on.
I've seen some things. That's why I'm more compelled to cook at home these days. I'm more compelled to eat at home. It's cheaper and it's probably cleaner. People be doing weird stuff back then.
It's probably definitely cleaner. The quality of, I don't know if you remember the story about these churches. Was it a churches or a Popeyes on 7 Mile in Greenfield in Detroit? 7 Mile and Gratiot. 7 Mile and Gratiot. This person was quitting from working at Popeyes, so they decided to drop the dimes, and they went behind the fryer. Said this fryer ain't been changed, the oil ain't been changed in months, and they were showing all the roaches scampering around and just everything else. Just like,
you know what? Well, I did that at Mongolian barbecue.
Don't tell me Mongolian barbecue is like that.
That's my
allegedly.
No,
that's my grandson's favorite place.
I don't know. That was during COVID. It was during COVID. And
so they wasn't getting that much business and things.
That had nothing to do with I was like, how are y'all moving around? I was like, one of the managers came to empty out the oil, the fryer trough, like a big old doo-doo turd of chunky. Who knows what? Nothing chunky should slide out of your oil where the liquid oil is supposed. And I was like, I've been eating fried food because I felt like that was the safest thing in here.
That's diesel
But this
fuel.
doodle, huh?
That's diesel fuel.
They freaking walk in. So I ended up walking out because because I was trying to do it right. I'm not putting food in a dirty freaking. I'm not putting food in a dirty container. The little space out there. It was nasty. It was food from last night. Nobody cleaned it. They just took the food out and let the shit sit there all night. Now it stank and smell fishy and nasty and it's sticky and slimy. So I'm over here trying to wipe it and I'm taking my sweet
I've had
time.
concerns because sometimes you'll be over there at the bell peppers and the bell peppers are mushy instead of being crispy.
Oh, I threw up the day I had a salad. I was like, I'll never eat out of a salad bar anywhere ever again because I literally threw up and I was like, it's the tomato. I knew it. As soon as I put that tomato in my mouth, it was like intuition. I was like, that's the bitch. That's what's gonna get you, bitch. That goddamn tomato. And I was like,
well, the tomato was a beat, huh?
I don't know, but I sensed it was a tomato. But I threw up. And then, but I before I walked up out of there, I went that walk in. How in your walk in? If you have mold spores in your walk in just floating around, it's too damp because they have brand new containers of sauce sitting unopened, but it's covered in mold somehow on the outside.
What I found out, this is weird. I bought this fancy refrigerator. Like, this refrigerator's not working. Sometimes if you overpack a refrigerator, it won't work.
That's what one
of my, or the air won't circulate, and stuff will actually mold inside the refrigerator within a day because it's at that perfect 45, 50 funky heat temperature where bacteria just loves to grow.
Yes, this is true. If your air is not circulating through your stuff, you're not doing it right. It's gonna malfunction. We broke a freezer. Well, at the somebody broke a freezer at the Salvation Army because they kept stuffing it full of food. But,
my friend and I here, Mr. Grundy, were searching for a place to give away food yesterday.
Oh.
We were we literally drove all the way from the north side to the south side to the west side and could not find a place to give this food away on a Sunday evening. So that was kind of an interesting experience because along the way of trying to give away food, somebody tried to give us food. This woman with the shaky hands started praying. Was her hand shaking on you too? Her hand was shaking like this as she was praying. So maybe she was giving me the spirit, but she was trying to offer us hot dogs and whatnot. What street was that on?
I don't remember the actual street, but it
was nice of her to
somewhere
on
Court,
food.
Somewhere on Court Street.
Yeah, we were driving down Court, and this woman stopped us and said a prayer for us and tried to offer us food. And she went over to his side of the car, and her hand was shaking, and I don't know what she was shaking.
Allegedly.
But allegedly, yeah. I didn't want to interrupt, so I turned my head and we drove away.
You know what, man? You got special abilities.
I know.
So I want to go back to what y'all was talking about with the housing and stuff like that. I want to come from a different perspective. Okay, and the electricity. Okay, so I'm charging you, and this is what I charge everybody. How is it my problem when everybody has to pay the same thing? You say I'm putting you in a position by charging you, and you're saying it's my fault. You got to pay $600 each month. How?
If the system,
that it's their fault that I'm being charged. Well, they're in charge. I'm one of those people. I don't want to talk to the lowly person who can't do anything. I want to talk to the people who are at the top, who have the power, who can write something or say something to change something. Oh, you don't know how many emails I've been writing. I done wrote some email. I wrote a strong email to the county commissioners, and all of them are ignoring me. Just like the HR lady for Genesee County ignored me. Just like the people over in
sell your point though. I want to hear your. About what is it that you're telling them and what needs to change? What is it that you're saying needs to be adjusted?
Just stop turning people's stuff off. Don't turn people's stuff off. Why do you care if my stuff is on or off? You shouldn't. It's not your fucking house. And actually, if you cared, you should care that my stuff is still on. Don't worry. Why these little money things and stuff? If somebody growing weed in their house and they running their power bill up, well then go have a conversation with them. But like normal people who just trying to live, I'm going to die. You want me? It doesn't matter if I die with freaking $10,000 worth of debt from a power bill. Are you going to come after my child for that?
Just they wondering.
Will. Yeah, I know they will.
They will.
And they're going to fuck off with all that. Let me live and die in peace. Stop bothering me with this fucking money. I didn't ask to be participating in all this shit. I don't know what y'all got to do. If y'all feel that bad or feel like, well, you shouldn't be paying this much. Let's come over and fix your shit up so that you're more energy efficient. You do that. I don't know how to do that shit.
Well, okay? just like they pushed and said that everyone should have health care, I think that it should be a right that everyone have access
food, water, shelter, health care.
Health care and utilities and education.
Which goes with shelter.
Let's go ahead and throw in education.
All that should be very easy access. As a matter of
well, really in a country free. Like the United States, everybody should have some type of shelter.
I feel like after the age of 50, you're not allowed to be homeless. You cannot be homeless. Don't care what, after age of 50, you cannot be homeless. You're not allowed.
It's going to be a scary world out there.
So
especially with Social Security, the way Social Security.
So why not? Why shouldn't people?
Why are people who are living in the last stretch of their, after 50? I'm going to expect to die at any time. 100% after the age of 50. I'm like, okay, just expect to keel over at any time, especially being black. So
let me play devil's advocate. You've heard of the grasshopper and the ant.
Mm-hmm.
If at the age of 50, you have not accumulated enough tokens, points, money to secure your future, and somebody else has, how do we balance that for the people that do plan for the future, or the people who have been lucky enough to hit the lottery?
Leave people alone. Give them what they need. Everybody should have one little piece of land in their name that can't nobody take from them. And when they die, if somebody in their family want it, there you go. But if nobody want it, then give that shit to the government, and it'll go back into the pool of land that goes to newborn babies. It's attached to your motherfucking security number. Social Security. I don't know. But I want my own where we'll put a house on there for your ass. Yep. Or you can get a house that's already made. And how y'all distribute stuff. That's why people so sloppy, because they worried about distribution and where the money and where we gonna get the money and stuff like that. Just fucking do it. That's why I don't like. Just do it.
You have 2% of the population.
Smart, come up with a good smart plan and do it. I hate this little arguing about little petty shit. Just fucking do it.
You have 2%.
Food, water. What do you need? It's psychology. It's basic psychology. What do you need? Food, water, shelter, and somewhere warm to sleep.
Those are basic necessities, though.
Yes.
At some point
necessity.
in time,
this is what you need to live. Here it is, nice and easy for you. Now you're not suffering so hard in life that's already hard. You're gonna stub that goddamn toe. Somebody passed away. Something happened. Things is happening around you. This stupid money bullshit. This pressure from fucking needing to pay all these goddamn bills. It shouldn't be that goddamn serious for people. I'm really like, it made me want to punch a stranger in the face.
Oh.
It does.
What's the name of the movie?
The Stranger. One of the whoever in charge is consumers.
Makes you want to punch a stranger.
It's written by Boots Riley, and it has people are taking the option. He works as a telemarketer. Danny Glover's in this movie also.
Oh, you with the white voice?
Yeah, with the white voice. Hi, I'm a telemarketer calling for. Anyway, in this movie, people have the option of saying goodbye to all their bills.
Mm-hmm.
If they go live on this special farm.
Yep, they turn it into horses.
Where they're eating you or something.
No, it's actually a plantation.
Yeah.
And
you can live for free, but you're working.
They're turning into like minotaurs.
They were turning people into minotaurs too. But it's basically a recreation of the plantation system, where they were trying to say, well, we'll give you everything for free, but you have to work X, Y, and Z.
Well, yeah. So if we give everything for free, there's the food, where the job's going to be, the food, the water, the shelter, and the healthcare. You better learn how to build something, you better learn how to grow something, you better learn how to clean some water, do something in one of those sectors. There'll still be stuff like transportation.
You're an entrepreneur.
So, question: do you feel like this system is a trap?
I don't know what people. I think we definitely trapped ourselves or whatever. Like we put ourselves in. I don't know what kind of predicament we've gotten ourselves into where we can't see that all these people who are living easy, they don't have to worry like poor people worry about not having enough or having their things very easily taken from them because they don't have the money to keep maintaining it. It requires money to maintain this. Go 5 months without working. That's the one thing too. Like I really am happy that I am poor. I am, because the minute I get money and then lose it, I'm not gonna be one of those people who jump out the goddamn window because I ain't got no fucking money. I'll be right. And I'd be telling people, I'm like, you know what? If I fucking became the richest person in the world, I'd still be the poorest bitch in the world because I'm gonna get that shit away. I do not like money. Get that shit away from me. All you people trying to suck that shit up like it's fucking your life essence or something.
It's poor and negative. I'll be the best collector.
So why don't you like money?
Because it's in the way. It's in the way, quite frankly.
What is it in the way of?
Now that I say it like that,
it sounds logical to me.
Well, I'm not gonna say it like that. It's not like in my way, like mentally, but like on an emotional level. Like,
do you think it'd be better if people bartered?
The last time my stuff got cut off, that's when I was doing my podcast or whatever, and freaking I came in the house and I went to flip my light switch on, and I was like, what the fuck? And I went around and I went on my podcast and I was just raving, and then after my freaking I had this crazy panic attack where I just started crying all crazy into the podcast. I was like, this is what having your lights turned off will do to you. I cannot breathe.
Do you think it would be better to have a system where people bartered? Where you could trade your chickens
some stuff,
for milk?
Definitely. Some stuff, definitely. If you can, I mean, like, if somebody got something you want, definitely. I've traded stuff with people.
I got a bunch of gunshot shells. I need 100 dozen eggs.
100 dozen.
Gunshot shell.
Yeah, you're talking about the barter system.
Well,
that's going to be worth more than that.
Gunshot? Well, I guess.
You're talking about so you can recap the shells.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know much about guns.
I mean, it's the barter
system. I have a shot.
So
my brother gave me a shotgun.
Everything's currency.
But
they're nice to have around.
Everything's
currency. I haven't shot it.
Especially if people are safe around them and know. I believe in teaching kids how to use a gun.
My child
so that they don't play.
My child,
or if they ever got into a situation where they needed to defend you or themselves, they'll know what they're doing. Yeah. Instead of it just being
a little heavy.
That mysterious object in the house.
Yeah, that gun is a little
that I want to play with.
But the only time I would see her really touching it, if I say, "Sarah, go give me that shotgun," yeah, you know where it's at. Go get it. But other than that, I really don't see her touching that. She's not that child. She don't cuss. She don't mess with stuff that is dangerous. I ain't even really seen her touch a knife, like a sharp knife.
So I got another question. So fast forwarding from the electricity to the housing, when it comes to generational wealth and people losing their homes, and you were talking about not being able to hold on to your father's business.
His house.
His
business, I would love to restart. Or he did Shepherd's Transitional Housing, and it was basically halfway house. People who just got out of jail, people who are, getting off drugs and stuff like that. But he did it during the housing market, so he ended up kind of buying more than he should have and messed himself up a little bit. But he was still, he was a wealthy man. But when it comes to his house, I'm definitely upset about that. The people who bought it turned it into a lawn care business. And I was like, we had memories in there and all that. I almost lost my head at that house on a ATV. I ain't been on an ATV since.
I used to run a program in Lansing where people took their tax returns, and they were able to buy a house from the land bank. And we'd had a crew of people that would help do whatever repairs they need. Some of them houses might be missing a window, might be missing the furnace. I would have a crew of people that could do the replacement of all those objects and whatnot. And it was kind of scary, but most people would rather have a brand new car, a brand new used car, than a house over their head. It's just weird set of priorities.
I don't want a car either. I don't like cars. It's too much maintenance. If we could open, I've gone to a couple of city council meetings.
More bike lanes.
My leg's not that strong. I
live in an uphill neighborhood both ways.
Oh, well, I like opening the roadways up to golf carts. You just put some water in there and charge it.
Okay. What do you see as the future of Flint, or what would you like to see in the future of Flint?
More obviously, just more green space, a space that's utilized and looking nice, be able to move around and for my neighborhood, specifically in the downtrodden areas, like downtown, I feel like it'll be fine. The Pfeiffer's Ward will be fine. Who else Ward? I don't get it.
You got to put your finger out when you say that.
Pfeiffer's Ward. I will, because Dennis Pfeiffer made me mad at one of the meetings, and he made me yell, and the police had to come for me. So Pfeiffer, you and your little rich ward, whatever. Nobody cares. If you have a nice ward, don't comment on the raggedy wards. Or if you're gonna comment, say, build that bitch up. Don't say that's a band-aid over a bullet hole. That shit made me mad. I'm like, well, I live there. Sir.
Well, there's a unequal distribution of money. And that goes back to your original argument.
Somebody told me, I didn't realize his ward is just the Bishop Airport and a GM plant, basically. And then that one golf course area. Shut the hell up, Dennis.
Very few houses.
He should, I liked him when he was quiet. I liked him when he was quiet. But the minute he started talking and people start clapping and giggling, like you can really see his head getting boosted up by all that. And now he feel more compelled to talk. Man, you should have stayed the strong, silent type. It's the type of man I like. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up.
You have a world where 2% of the world controls 90% of the resources and wealth. So it's kind of a slanted system from Jump Street with the 2% that's left over for us to fight over. We're sitting here fighting and scrounging for raggedy houses when they got all the great.
And they won't even let you buy it. Like if you want to buy a certain house from the land bank, you cannot buy it until they put it up for sale.
They've changed the rules. It used to be you can buy any house you wanted to from the land bank. Now the rule is, the last time I checked, you have to be there the day they do the tour. And they don't go out and tour anymore. You got to be there. That if the tour is on January 6th and you want to buy the house on January 7th, you isn't at that tour, you can't buy it.
It's very weird. It's very weird. My sister was looking into some stuff and I told her, I was like, I looked into the lots that I purchased or whatever. There's a house and some other things on there that I was looking into. And they was like, well, once it goes up on the ready for rehab, then, just keep looking for it. And I'm like, y'all put freaking.
I tried to buy there was a house next door to me that was infested with skunks and critters and nastiness. Right next door to me and my grandson. And we're trying to deal with this. And I tried to buy the house from the land bank. They sent me through, well, you got to show us your financial documents to show you got proof to buy the house. I'm like, this
here's the money.
Sense. Yeah, this is cash and carry. Well, you got to prove that you know how to, or that you have a plan to do something with the house, like make repairs. City didn't do an inspection on it. I'm gonna replace the windows, paint it. Well, you got to do this, you got to do that. What wound up happening is they tore down the house, and I find out from somebody that works for them, they get paid more money to tear down the house with federal funds than to sell the house. They're supposed to be into blight elimination, but in actuality, they're missing a lot of points and they're not making contact with the neighbors to see what they want done. Because in my area, we got buildings that need to be torn down and they paint cartoons on them to draw kids into these dilapidated buildings. Hey, let's put some colorful cartoon stuff on there. We got a few minutes left. I've really enjoyed having you.
I've liked being here.
You are a very energetic and enigmatic guest.
Oh, thank you.
I think you deserve a show of your own.
Oh, thank you.
And we could talk chickens or talk financial restitution. Or we could talk about the revolution. No, we can't talk about the revolution. Not
we could.
Not with the man getting into the office.
Who?
That'd be a secret talk.
You know what I was getting to? I was thinking about writing in Cornel West. If he isn't already on the ballot.
You like Cornel West?
I do.
You said Kanye West?
Cornel.
I did write in Kanye.
Afro,
I spelled his name wrong.
He was in the Matrix. And he has a
that was before he went extra. Before he went, I wrote in Bernie. No, I didn't. I did write in Bernie. Then I wrote in Kanye, but I forgot the Y. And now
I wrote in Farrakhan when I was very young. But what hurts me is it don't matter.
No.
It's the Electoral College that makes the decision anyway. Mm-hmm. All right. I want to thank Out of the Mud Productions for hosting us. If you have any quick questions, we only got a couple of minutes left. 248-820-5053. When you meet Miss Yaz, do not call her the chicken lady.
No.
She might turn into a hawk on you.
I might.
She might punch a stranger.
I might.
So
I don't like too much.
But you are one more thing that you do that's really cool. You feed kids.
I do. Oh yeah. Meet up and eat up at Memorial Park is kind of what was it? Church and Fifth.
I've been seeing them signs.
Was that
Church and Fifth Street?
Grand Traverse?
Or Grand? Was it Grand? Yes, Grand Traverse and Fifth Street. Sorry, Memorial Park, Monday through Friday till August 9th. Bring your children at 17 and under. We have meals. We are the longest meet up and eat up spot.
At the park right there.
Yes, okay. Most meet up and eat up is 20 minutes. You got 20 minutes to get there and get some food. We there for a whole 2 hours. Come on, get your babies fed. We got toys and games and all types of stuff in there through the Salvation Army.
Okay.
Kudos. Again, I want to thank my producer, the one, the only, George F. Grundy, the second. You want to say something to the people out there?
Allegedly.
I want to thank Mr. TJ here. Want to thank our audience member, the anonymous lady,
my
beautiful
baby,
young lady.
My offspring.
Hi.
And a very special thank you to Miss Yaz here. Thank you for coming on our show.
Thank you for inviting me. It was fun.